Welcome to the Plan Dulce, a podcast by the Latinos and Planning Division of the American Planning Association. So this year seems to be the year for electric mobility. More people are switching to electric cars and getting e-scooters or even trying out electric bikes. There's different programs across the city that we're seeing pop up, aiming to support the use of electric mobility. For example, municipalities are offering rebate programs to subsidize the cost of e-bikes, which can range from $500 to over $2,000. And there's also programs that introduce people to e-bikes and how they can be used in everyday life to run errands or even commute to work or just, getting around town. So today we're speaking with Karla Velasco and Yolanda Rodarte, who will share more about the program that they've been a part of in Los Angeles. So, Karla and Yolanda, could you please introduce yourselves and then give our listeners just kind of a general overview of the program, please?
Absolutely. So my name is Karla Velasco. I am a community relations specialist at the Housing Authority of the City of Los Angeles. And I'm going to refer to the agency as HACLA for short, because it's pretty long. And part of my main role is having the privilege to work with the residents and resident leadership at a couple of our public housing sites, and one of which is Rancho San Pedro. I'll hand it over to Ms. Yolanda.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Yolanda Rodarte. I'm a resident here at Rancho San Pedro. I have lived here for 5 years, and I'm a community coach. So a community coach is a community engagement developed by HACLA. The program is designed to provide training and experience to the residents who are participating in to be a community coach. And also we provide, we inform to our residents about the programs and services available to them.
Karla, did you want to give a general sense, just so people understand what the program is?
Yes, absolutely. So to give a really good overview of the program, it's really important to talk about the partnerships that started it all. So HACLA in 2019 started a partnership with LA Clean Tech Incubator, which is LACY for short. They are a nonprofit organization creating opportunities for an equitable green economy by working on zero emission transportation initiatives at underserved communities in Los Angeles. So LACY, through the Clean Mobility Options Project voucher, funded this shared e-bike pilot program at Rancho San Pedro. So an RFP went out for the service provider, to which it was awarded to Pedal Movement, to which they have actually operated a similar bike share program in the city of Long Beach. So HACLA in this partnership provides the domain, basically, the space access and target consumer, which is for our residents of Rancho San Pedro. This program is exclusively available to only residents that live in Rancho San Pedro. So we also lead the effort in community outreach, to which Ms. Yolanda is a part of with our community coach program.
Amazing. Yolanda, actually, would you want to talk a little bit more about what you do with the program?
We actually do, let me get my notes.
Yes, of course, take your time.
We do a lot of stuff. So we actually inform to the residents about programs and services available to them in the community. We also involve in all the development activities that we have in our communities. So there's a lot of things that we do. Sometimes we have our schedule very extensive. Sometimes we are and sometimes we not. But also reach other people or other residents to be involved in the community.
Right. And if I can jump in. So yeah, the community coach program in this setting in specific is just our residents being ambassadors, right, for the program. They collect resident input on the program and relay it back to us, LACY, Pedal Movement, and HACLA, to provide adequate solutions to any issues that come up with the service. So that the coaches actually also were at the table since the beginning of the partnership and designing the program. So from choosing the name of the program, Good to Go Bikes, to designing the
Mhm.
logo, testing out electric bikes in order to choose the best user-friendly bicycles, and designing what reasonable price rate um, would work for our subscription. So they've been really involved since the beginning, and now they're kind of transitioning over to um, teaching other residents on how to book the service. So downloading the application, how to unlock and lock the bikes. So they were the trainees, or they were being trained, and now they're the trainers.
Amazing. Wow, you guys play such a key role, I feel like. Um,
Absolutely.
so with the article that I came across, I saw that you'll have 16 e-bikes and 4 e-cargo bikes available, at an affordable price. What has kind of been the response so far from residents to the program? What has been, some of the feedback that y'all have gotten so far?
So the program is still pretty new, right? So right now we have 28 registered users with the support of the community coaches. Each community coach has a goal of signing up 5 residents. So they've been doing really well with that. And so each user that registers has to do uh, like a test onboarding session with either a community coach or one of Pedal Movement's employees, which is actually also a resident. Um, so yeah,
Wow.
there's been like at least 28 rides, and then about 4 independent bookings. So it's slowly, building traction. And
Hmm.
right now we're in the beginning phases of getting more and more users.
Yeah, that
So
sounds great. Yeah, it's always tricky to when it's a brand new program. It takes time for people to, one, learn about it, become curious about it, and then want to engage with it. So 28 sounds really good.
Can I?
Okay. Yeah, please go ahead.
So it's been slow right now because we have a lot of rain in California, and it's been so cold also. But the
Hmm.
thing is, many residents, I have one update with another resident who told me that he feels like nervous using an e-bike because obviously it's electric, right? But they don't know if it's gonna ride so fast or slow, how they're gonna use it. So it's been now kind of slow in that way.
mhm.
Yeah, have people been more drawn to the regular e-bikes or to the cargo ones? Has there been anything there?
It's been true. I think the cargo ones, it's gonna be most usually used by women because we go to the groceries. Probably we could keep a little one in there because they have a strap. We don't know that yet for sure, but work, I don't know. But the solo ones, I think it's gonna be a hit. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people put kids in cargo bikes, so totally a possibility. Amazing. So I know this is just getting started. Could you please share kind of, the timeline for it? Like, is there a timeline? And then kind of what your team is looking for in terms of, are there certain goals that you all have? I know that the goal is to have like each ambassador like sign 5 people up. Um, yeah, what are some kind of the goals and maybe metrics that y'all are using, if any, to see whether the pilot was successful or like where, um, more adjustments could be made?
Yes, absolutely. No, goal setting is definitely really important, especially for a pilot program. Um, I know that there are certain goals probably set based on how the funding works, right? And the expectations that the funder has, um, and how many registered users. For us specifically, since we are leading community engagement, and you know the community coaches are on the ground and able to at least spread the word, right? I think right now I would say main goal is to start the culture. Like Miss Yolanda mentioned, there's a lot of residents that are kind of iffy, or not sure if that service would be for them because they haven't had the opportunity before for an electric bicycle. So it's really working on engaging the other residents, since this is only available for our residents at Rancho, and spreading the word and getting more people on bikes. So one of the ways that we're attempting to do this is having a community bike ride that we're starting this month, and hopefully we can do one, every month. But basically, we invite the community to hop on a bike. If you have your own bike and it's not electric, that's fine too. It's just really getting people riding.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you brought up culture, because that's so true. And so actually I just got an e-bike, but it took me a while. I was thinking about it for a while, because you're right, like it's like you almost have to see it so many times. There's like a threshold, I feel like. So culture is such a big component of that. And that definitely takes time. And I feel like it's best when somebody that it introduces you to it. So I guess these rides sound amazing, because then maybe they can introduce other people and possibly have like a ripple effect, maybe. And I like that anybody can join even on their regular bike. So I guess what advice, if any, would you give for maybe other housing authorities wanting to do something similar? Are there any takeaway lessons from how the project got started? I don't know I can't quite recall how long you said the whole process took, to like even launch, since there were so many partners involved. Anything there?
I would say that if we can inspire other housing authorities to provide this service to their residents, it'd be amazing. And my recommendation would be to really take a page from our book of having the residents at the forefront for, from designing the program or receiving feedback, if that's something that the residents there would be interested in. I think that's what's made our efforts here really successful. This is actually our second pilot program with Lacey. We actually have an electric vehicle share mobility program as well at Rancho San Pedro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay. Could you share a little bit more about that one too?
Yeah, of course. So full transparency, I started in the middle, like towards the end when it was already getting established. So I wasn't at the beginning conversations or designing of that program, but it's been amazing. They have 2 electric vehicles on site available for residents' use. Again, exclusive only for residents. And our service provider for that program is Envoy. And they basically manage the administrative support of the program. And it's been a really, really successful program. I think Miss Yolanda can attest to how much residents are always asking, hey, we need more cars here. We need more electric vehicles.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
We only 2 electric cars in the community. So we have 478 units. From those units, we have big families, and many of them, they don't have a car. Like for myself, I don't know how to drive, but my husband had the experience to drive one of the electric cars, and it's so beyond. It's an experience that I think everyone has to have.
My friend has an electric car, and it's very different. It's so much quieter.
So much quieter, smoother ride.
Especially with the taxes that are so high. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
Mhm.
very good to have an electric car.
Yeah.
we have our own charging station as well on site.
Right.
So that's another
Oh,
plus. Nobody has to really have to figure out where they're going to charge unless, they're taking an extended trip.
oh, that's super handy. I know that's always a huge challenge for EV owners where to charge. So going back to the e-bike program, what have been kind of, I don't know, have there been any moments that you've, I don't know, that just kind of stuck out to you, or you're like, oh, like I love this, like I don't know, where you yourself maybe felt inspired, or yeah, what have been some of your favorite moments from the process so far?
Miss Yolanda, you want to go first?
Well, it's having an electric bike than a regular bike because most of the residents have bikes, especially in children's. If you have children's, of course you're gonna have a bike. But having an electric bike, it will give you a boost, because here in San Pedro we have a lot of hills, and
Mm-hmm.
those are very heavy to walk. And having an electric bike, it gives you that extra boost, to ride a bike, especially with the cargo ones. That if you need to go to the grocery store or even go shopping, or because we have a lot of stores nearby, so having that, the electric bike will give you a peace of mind that you're not gonna be pedaling hard.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you. Especially in the summer, I imagine.
I
Like it's super tough. Um, Thank you for sharing that. Karla, did you have anything?
Yeah, absolutely. I have a couple of my favorite moments in this process. I just realized I didn't mention how long the timeline was really. I think at the beginning when we decided that, or it was decided that we were going to have this pilot program at Rancho as well. Like getting, the partnerships together, it was fairly quick. So the actual conversations and the signing of the program, I think it was fairly quick. What took longer was execution and again, permitting, insurance issues. That took us a whole year from us demoing the bicycles. Like I mentioned, the coaches were able to choose which bicycles were easier for them to use. From that demo, it took maybe like a year later for it to actually launch, right? So for me, it was very special seeing the bicycles at Rancho San Pedro, seeing the hub being created, the gates, everything being installed. To me, it was a special moment. And yeah, one of my favorite moments.
That makes sense. Yeah, when you put in so much time and effort into something, it feels really good when you can actually see it.
I would like to share, I don't think we mentioned how much the service is actually, the subscription.
Good point. The article just said affordable, like an affordable rent.
that's the good.
Yes.
Yes, because we really want to drive it home that this is really an affordable option for our residents. So we actually have two options, two subscription options. The first one is a monthly subscription, and it's basically designed for the person that knows that they're going to check out this bike several times a month. So with just $20 a month, they get 20 hours free for the whole month to use. And if they use up those 20 hours, each hour after that is just 50 cents to ride. And you're only charged while you're riding. So let's say if you take a bike to work, the commute is only 20 minutes. You know, and it's staying there. You're not getting charged. You're only getting charged the 20 minutes, basically. That it took you to get there. Yeah. The second option is the pay as you go. So it's basically for the person that is only using it maybe once or twice, very sparingly. And it's $2 to check out the bicycle, and it pays for your first hour. And then after each hour, it's 50 cents. So as you can tell,
that is very affordable.
Yes, it is.
I wish we had that here.
Right. That's the whole goal, right? And I think that's what I really want to drive home in this conversation is that for, these eco-friendly transportation options to be equitable, you really have to make it accessible, right?
Mhm.
So for our communities that, are lower income, we should be providing these services at a lower income rate so that they're at the table, they're participating, and they're included.
Thank you for sharing that. That's very important. I guess as you were answering, it made me think of bike infrastructure and bike lanes. Have residents commented on, how they feel as they're riding on the streets around, the community? Like, I don't know if there's bike lanes or not. Has there been any feedback from them regarding like how safe they feel or how comfortable they feel riding on the streets?
I don't think we've had enough rides to get that feedback yet. I do anticipate it though coming up in our first community bike ride. We're really going to be out there. We're going to be riding and we're going to see what we run into, which is, yeah, I would think we would need more bike lanes.
Yeah, it could almost double as kind of like an audit.
Yes.
You
Everything
can
will serve
take
a
notes.
purpose. Yes.
Yeah, very interesting. Okay, Ms. Yolanda, did you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to that she mentions that we have bike lines around the streets. I think there's two that it will take you to Long Beach. So
Okay.
that's a really good one.
Oh,
That I two bike lines that are connected up. Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the area. Is that typically one of the main destinations?
I think it's the port, the main port of the harbor
Okay.
area. That one. It goes around to Wilmington, and then from Wilmington you can get through Long Beach.
Okay.
Something like that.
I don't think we're gonna go that far though. Not the first time, at least.
I'm gonna try.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Miss Yolanda will tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep us posted. Let us know how it goes.
Yes.
Thank you for listening. This episode is part of a series on electric mobility, exploring the rise of e-bikes and EVs among Latino communities. And would really love to hear from you. Did you have an e-bike or an EV? Please send us a short voice recording of what that experience has been like for you, wherever you live. Our email is plandulcepodcast@gmail.com. Gracias. Hasta la próxima.